commence radio transmission.
Hey, everybody. Geeks and Brews here for another episode of Fun in the Sun, except we're inside and it's not sunny. How is everybody?
Jovial.
Doing as best as can be.
Yeah,
where's our fearless leader today?
He's out being fearless somewhere else, apparently.
Yeah. Apparently there was one thing that Chris did fear, and it was the common cold.
Yeah.
Let's see how it ends up turning out.
And the diarrhea, so, I mean, it's okay. Well, he'll live to fight another day. How is everybody?
Not too bad.
Cool.
Fairly amused.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start the show with saying we're gonna geek out with the brew, and today we're gonna start off with this beer that I picked. It's called Shinner Holiday Cheer, ale brewed with peaches and pecans.
Is it Shinner or Shiner?
It's Shiner.
Well, then it's Shiner then. I thought it was like European, and it would. I thought it was gonna be fancy.
It's all the way from Texas, I believe.
Well,
the European country of Texas.
Well, that's good. I'm glad I did a lot of research with this beer. I honestly just picked it because
Swotzo Brewery, which sounds like it should be German, but
yeah, I think I just got it because it looks kind of holiday like, So
yeah,
I just assumed it was from Europe somewhere, but I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. Shall we, gentlemen?
Yeah.
Let's do it to it. Let's try this baby out. All right. Virtual cheers, everybody.
Cheers. Very interesting.
Wow. That's actually
it.
pretty good.
Yeah. I am kind of surprised.
Shiner Bock's a great beer. It's a very easy to drink beer. This is a seasonal.
It does say it has like peaches and pecan, and I actually can taste it. Like a lot of times during beers, we'll talk about flavors. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like overwhelming or
there's no bitter aftertaste.
Yeah, it's kind of smooth actually. I don't know if I could drink like 6 of these, but I could at least drink 2 or 3.
Yeah. Like I'm not a big beer person, but this I don't mind actually. I will, I will give that to you, Eli. That was a surprisingly good choice.
Thanks. It finally worked out.
The good thing is that I'm picking next, and I'm going to get an IPA.
That's fine. I don't mind IPAs.
You're probably going double IPA, knowing you.
Yeah.
If you go IPA, go milkshake IPA or something like that, where it's going to be a little better.
A little bit better. A little bit. But, sorry, let me take one more. All right, so how was everybody's week? What's up, bro? Guillermo?
Oh yeah, it's been active because I feel like everyone decided, we're going to do a Christmas event today. End up going to a kind of a Christmas formal. Yes, Friday came from a Christmas karaoke event right now. But also yesterday I did something unusual. I went to the Family Guy experience.
How was that?
Nice.
Very overrated. Like it was a mini golf course that had sets that are basically Family Guy themed, and the drinks they had were drinks and food were Family Guy themed. I got one that was like the something Peter Schmidt's $1 billion drink or whatever that had an edible $100 bill with made of rice paper.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean that was a cool thing, but I mean it was just a chance to hang out with people from my kickball team. It was enjoyable, and then show wise, I feel like I've been doing regular things. Like I'm still continuing with Rick and Morty, which it's been a solid season so far. I also started watching The Magicians. Or sorry, not The Magicians. I'm sorry. I saw that one, but The Librarians. It was another one where you have like the secret people or keepers of magic, and these librarians are basically librarians of magical artifacts and stuff. And it kind of has this sort of Doctor Who kind of vibe to it. But it's the first episode was kind of weirdly enjoyable. The other one I started watching the new season of Only. What does that sound?
Edgar, are you all right?
What?
Are you all right, bro?
Yeah, I'm good.
We're just hearing a lot of breathing.
You ripping one out, or what's happening? You want us to give you a few minutes?
No, I'm good.
All right.
Anyways, so Only Murders in the Building. I've just seen the first 2 episodes of the recent season. But that one's still been solid. Like, it's a show I really love, mainly because of the characters themselves. Like, they're just fun, quirky characters. Everything ends up tying in, and like you just never would picture like Selena Gomez with Martin Short and Steve Martin together making a killer like comedy trio. Like, it just works, and you don't expect it to work. But it's been in the 3rd season so far. I'm just starting this one, but so far it's been entertaining. I've liked it so far. It could disappoint me. I hope it doesn't. But yeah, those have been the kind of some of the main things I've been up to. What about you, Edgar? Passing it on.
All right, guys.
While you're not breathing heavily.
No, so this week I've been actually pretty busy, so I really haven't had the opportunity to see a lot of stuff. I've been on a little cooking kick, so I've been just cooking all kinds of random stuff. I had the opportunity to make some beef ribs the other day for the first time.
Ooh.
Beef back ribs. Came out pretty good. But yeah, other than that, just getting home, cooking, and then showering and getting ready for bed, and then doing the same thing all over again. And then on the weekends, doing all the routine stuff. So as far as like shows or anything, it's been just random YouTube videos. Nothing major this week, other than obviously the film that we had to see this week. That's
what YouTube videos have you been watching?
What's that, Guillermo?
What YouTube ones have you been watching?
Oh, just random stuff. Like I watch a lot of like cooking stuff. I'll watch. I'm a big knife guy. So I'm sure you guys know. So watch a lot of knife videos. Also,
you like knives?
I like.
That's weird.
Yeah, I also like sorry guys, that's my phone.
What the?
Or like music reaction videos.
What do you mean, like people reacting to hearing a certain genre for the first time?
Yeah, genre or a certain song, or people listening to like "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees, and then they actually see the video and they're like, "Wait, these guys are white," and they just like flip out because they didn't know, they thought they were black. Like stuff like that I find kind of interesting. Yeah, so. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. It hasn't been that exciting.
Well, that is kind of a fun thing to realize that someone you heard singing was like completely different from what you picture.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of interesting.
Yeah. Like I didn't realize Outkast was black when I first discovered them. There was like, hey, I had no idea. But then I've also had it the opposite way, where I there was this one reggae sounding group from a long time ago that was just like a bunch of white guys.
That's funny.
I don't remember who it was, but actually, you know what it was? There was this old song called like "Breaking My Stride."
Okay.
Nobody's gonna break my stride. Nobody's
yeah.
gonna stop me. And it was like
Yeah.
it was like
Oh, no.
the whitest of white guys singing this.
That's funny.
It really broke my brain to see.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, I guess it's my turn. Even though
Okay.
Edgar didn't pass me the baton. Fucking jerk.
Sorry.
Eli, what have you been watching?
Thank you, Guillermo.
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
What's up, bro?
So this past weekend, I'm mostly concentrated on doing some shopping for my kids for Christmas, and I'm still not done, but that's kind of what I did most of yesterday. I did manage to watch 2 movies on Netflix, though. One of them was called Good Boys. Excuse me, I'm getting over something. One of them is called Good Boys. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of this movie.
Good
Anybody?
boys. Good boys.
It's on
Sounds very
Netflix.
familiar. Is it an
It's
older
an
movie?
older movie. It was like from 2019 or something,
Yeah.
but I had never seen it. But anyway,
Can you describe the plot?
yeah,
real
it's
quick?
about these junior high school kids that are trying to, like almost every junior high school kids. They're like these 3 boys trying to be cool, trying to fit in. So they're trying to go. Pretty much their whole objective in the movie is trying to go to this party where there's going to be girls, and one of them is really in love with another girl from junior high, and he wants to kiss her, right?
Oh wait, is this like a rated R?
I believe so, yeah. Because,
Yes.
but I was really surprised how funny it was because it was so ridiculous. Like the little
Yeah.
boys kept finding like their parents' sex toys and thinking they
Yeah.
were weapons, and one of the little kids, and they kept one of the little kids found like one of those dominatrix masks and put it on because he didn't want to be recognized by some dude that they were trying to sell a CPR doll, but it was actually a sex doll, and they thought it was a CPR doll.
Didn't they find drugs and stuff?
Yeah, and then they found drugs. They actually, they were actually trying to. I don't want to describe the whole movie, but it's hilarious. You should watch it. They're
What's it
trying to
called
learn
again?
how to kiss because they're going to a kissing party, right? So they get a drone and they try to sneak over to their neighbor's house to see the girls, see if they're gonna kiss anybody. But they mess up the drone and it falls on their yard. So the girls think they're being perverts, so they're like going over there and no, I'm not gonna give you your drone. You're being perverts. And then they're like, fuck it. So one of the kids steals the backpack,
Yeah,
and the backpack has drugs in it that they were gonna use. It has Molly. So they're like throughout the whole movie, the girls are trying to take the drugs from them, and they're trying to like get rid of it. So they're like, let's we can't leave the drugs, and some kids might find it. So let's go leave them at the fire station. And they're like on the little bikes, and the girls are following them, and they're trying to avoid it. And it's a really, really funny movie. I actually laughed out loud, like a serious laugh out loud, because of all the shit they got into, and it's just hilarious. I think you guys would enjoy it.
Say your name
It's
one more
called
time.
Good Boys on Netflix. Yeah. If you can't find it, Guillermo, let me know. I'll send you the trailer.
Yeah.
And then another movie I watched was a movie. It's called Leave the World Behind with Julia Roberts and Ethan Hawke.
Oh, I heard good things about that.
I was not the biggest fan of it. It was okay. The concept of it was okay, and like the cast was good. I feel like it fell short to me. Like it was like this whole movie, you're expecting something to happen, and it never happens. And then it kind of like it ends in like a funny way. Edgar will probably like the way it ends, but I just kind of thought it was kind of cheap, a little cheap the way it ended. And I was kind of hoping something better, maybe something darker, or maybe something more violent. I don't know. but I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I just thought it was okay. It's a movie about I don't want to ruin it, but it's pretty much like a post-apocalyptic world that you see that it's happening from like the beginning to the end. So like there's hackers who hack the entire world network, or at least the USA network. So everything is like falling. So there's planes falling out of the sky. There's big ass freighter ships crashing into beaches. There's Teslas that are just slamming straight into traffic without stopping. Like just a bunch of them, like bam, bam. Yeah. There's animals that are going crazy. Not crazy, but they're just showing up randomly out of nowhere. And then there's a little girl in the movie who just is obsessed with the show Friends, and she's like 13 or something. She's really young. And it's a little bit weird, but then you realize why, I guess. Like what happens at the end of the movie. And I forgot to tell that Mahershala Ali is also in the movie, and he also does a very good job as well. But
who's that?
He's the guy who's gonna be the new Blade in the MCU.
He's also the guy that got nominated for an Oscar supporting actor.
Yeah.
And what's the movie? He plays like a crack dealer in
Oh, I forgot the name of that movie, but
It's a movie where he plays it's a one character, but it's played by 3 different actors. When he's a kid, he's probably like a high school kid, and then he's an adult.
I don't remember it.
It was a great movie. I'm trying to remember the name of the movie.
Anyway, all 3 of the major, actors we all know did a good job, but for me, the story kind of fell short a little bit. But I mean, give it a watch. Maybe you guys will like it. I just didn't. I just thought it could have been better. But aside from that, I watched, the movie of the week, and just hung out with family and caught up with some old friends, and yeah, worked. I mean,
wait. You have other friends?
Yeah, I know. It's kind of.
What the hell?
I know. I'm sorry, guys.
Guillermo, the movie I was referring to was Moonlight.
Oh yeah, Moonlight. That's right.
And he was also in Green Book. Do you remember Green Book? It's a great movie.
Never saw it.
You should definitely check it out. It's great.
Yeah. But aside from that, it wasn't very crazy. This week, what movie did we watch, Guillermo?
Oh man, we watched the one, the only Hunger Games prequel called I'm gonna look it up. Hunger Games Songbirds and Snakes.
The Ballad of Songbirds.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Yes. I knew I was going to get this wrong because it's a weirdly bizarre title.
But there's a reason for the title.
Oh yeah. It's very, very on the nose. So for anyone who's watched any of the Hunger Game movies, this is basically a prequel. And what's happening is it's basically following the story of the rise of President Snow, who is basically the dictator character who oversees everything during the Hunger Games times. And you catch him when he's basically
a child
from a family, like he comes from a child who's poor but came from a rich family, and like they have imagined that risking getting evicted, and he's hoping to be able to win this one scholarship that connects to how they did. And they're given a twist, which is that there's not going to be a prize, but there may be something allowed, but it's going to be based on how you help one of the Hunger Games contestants. Basically, the Hunger Games are kind of relatively new, and they're noticing that the viewership is going down. And so they're like, what do we do? So they're like, you know what, you're gonna basically win based on how you coach a specific person in the Hunger Games. So every Hunger Game nominee gets connected with someone, and Snow gets connected with this girl who is a singer, hence the word songbird. And basically, it's not just about who wins, but it's also who's best marketed and stuff like that. And throughout the thing, you're seeing that the main character, the guy who plays Snow, is like President Snow or eventual President Snow. You see him basically be shit on by a lot of the people, but there's one kind of evil scientist type of character. It's kind of unclear what her role is.
She's like the first person who kind of runs the Hunger Games, kind of like promotes it and like develops like what happens and whatnot.
And she kind of takes to a lot of his ideas, where he's like, you know what, I have ideas of how you can make people see it, have people care about these characters, or like the contestants, instead of just having them be random people. Like basically humanize them, and then people will get attached and want to sponsor it, and they'll care. And he just, make it more than just this flat area. And basically what ends up happening was like they end up like gradually adopting ideas. He kind of gets in good graces, but he also gets attached to his character. I keep saying his character, his
sponsor, or
his he
is her sponsor,
tributes,
something like that.
His tributes.
Tribute, yeah.
So he gets attached to the tribute, and ends up actually kind of cheating a bit to help her out, which is forbidden. And eventually she kind of like wins, but the way she wins is kind of relevant here. Now she, in the story, is established to have some nice connection with snakes and stuff. But in this particular case, there was these genetically engineered ones. But if they get used to your smell, they don't attack you. And so he basically throws in something into their tank that will get it so that she's possibly not attacked, and it works. And so she wins a Hunger Game. He does well, and then you discover that is the first part of that movie. It was like
wait. Can I interject a little bit? So the snakes go off of scent. So there was a part where she was crying, and the young Snow like taps the handkerchief on her face and gets her tears off her face. So that's how he gets her scent from with the handkerchief. So one of the scenes, the runner of the Hunger Games is like a scientist / doctor of some sorts. He's explaining to her how these snakes won't bite you if they get used to your scent for a couple minutes. So he remembers he has his handkerchief. He runs and he puts it in the tank with all the snakes, and they kind of have enough time, sort of, but he wasn't sure if they would have enough time to get it, accustomed to her scent. So when they do like I think they weren't used to the Hunger Games. At that point, they weren't used to the Hunger Games lasting like a couple of days, right? Because everyone would die.
They expected to be very quick, because the way they had the Hunger Games was very flat, very uneventful. Everyone has weapons. They kill each other. It's really over right away.
Nowhere to hide, and it was always really quick. That's why people wouldn't watch, because it was boring. It's just like a slaughter fest. So he started to give her ideas like, hey, maybe you should do interviews, and you should start like having them do like some kind of talent or something. So that's how they started making people do their talent, and they would interview them. So she was good at singing and with the guitar, so he keep telling her, hey, you should sing, you should play the guitar, whatever. And she actually does have a very nice voice.
Yeah.
Where they sorry, you guys hear me?
Yeah, you keep going in and out.
Okay. So in that scene where they drop the tank of snakes in the Hunger Games arena, the snakes are coming and they're like engulfing everybody, and they're like everyone's dying, and they come up to her and she starts singing. She sings like this very. It was a nice song. I mean, she
Well,
has a good voice.
she has a good voice, although they make her sing so much in this movie, like
Yeah.
more, like I remember I'm gonna bring up pitch meeting, but they're like, does she sings? She's like about 6 times more than is comfortable.
Yeah.
And
She
like that's a
does.
lot, but it allows them to try to claim that they're not
Yeah.
tagging her because of her singing.
Exactly.
But
that was my point. Thanks for stealing my
anyways,
thunder.
I want to
It's
like kind of
cool.
go up and just point out, because this is actually just effectively like the first half or first third of the movie. Because what ends up happening is they catch that he cheated to help her win, and then he gets sent to guard duty in a district. He manages to arrange to be the same district as her. Secretly ends up kind of falling for her, but at the same time, one of his best friends is who's not a fan of the Hunger Games, is basically trying to stoke a rebellion and fearing for him get his own life, because he was worried that he'll get killed because of his friend. He tattles on his friend, and eventually, there's this thing where him and his songbird, that former tribute, like are starting to not trust each other. So toward the end, like there is an incident where she runs away, sets a trap for him involving a snake, and then he ends up surviving that. But it turns out, certain people have left, and they decide, by request, one of the people brings that weird scientist lady, basically gets him out of that duty and kind of puts him in a higher role, where he eventually kind of, but through killing someone else, gets promoted to a position that sends him in the direction of presidency eventually. But that's its own whole second part.
Yeah, it's like in 3 parts or something, the movie.
Yeah, it's 3 parts. I think it's kind of funny because, with original Hunger Games, there was this third one that gets split into 2 movies. And it's like, why did you do that? It was following that whole trend of making the last movie 2 movies that you saw in Harry Potter, or you saw in like so many other places. But they kind of did the opposite here. They're like, we're not doing a trilogy. We're just stuffing it into one long movie.
Yeah, and I didn't hate it.
Yeah.
It was. I still think the movie was well done, and there was a lot of like, I wouldn't say similes, but like the characters, they kind of explain certain things, like Snow's teacher who sends him to the military because he got caught cheating. He eventually like sets a trap for him and makes him drink like this. It's like morphine, like a painkiller, and he takes it because he's the one who essentially created the Hunger Games with Snow's dad. And Snow's dad died and he lived, but he still lives with that guilt of the Hunger Games because he helped them create it. It was like a joke, but they ended up making it reality. And now, a bunch of kids die every year because he brought up this stupid ass idea, and now they're doing it for reals, and he feels guilty about that. So it kind of ties up all the loose ends, which I thought was cool. And I think the movie was very well done. I liked it. I'm not the biggest Hunger Games fan, but I really liked this movie. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
What about you, Edgar? What you think?
Honestly, I'm not a fan of the Hunger Games movies.
Okay.
But this one, it was okay. The acting was done well. I find myself not caring too much about the actors, the characters. I mean, not because they weren't good or anything. Because I kind of felt a little biased at the beginning because I kind of didn't want to see this movie, but I'm like, gotta watch this thing. I mean, I liked what's his name, the creator. I thought he was good. I wish he would have been in it more.
Peter, what's his name?
Peter Dinklage. Yeah.
Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, I liked him. I liked him in it. I found it annoying how they were like also prisoners, but they can get away with stuff, but not too much. But there wasn't a clear line on what they could do and what couldn't do. And then all of a sudden, when the higher ups just decided to choose to send them back and into society, they would go back, and it was weird. I didn't think there was a clear line as far as what they could do and get away with. I thought it was very arbitrary.
Well, I think maybe that could have been done on purpose because they're still figuring it out. And that's like the beginning of the Hunger Games, you know.
And I mean, I understand that part, but it was very weird the way that's done. I understand it was like the beginnings and how they were kind of molding it and how it kind of came to be. I appreciate it for that reason, but I just didn't like that it's like you said the wrong thing and then they throw the book at you and somebody else says the same thing and then they're like, oh, like nothing happened. It's very weird. But like I said, overall it was a pretty decent movie. Like I said, the acting was very good. The story was it was okay. I mean, it was done well. It was believable. And I mean, as far as the way the acting and the way it was shot and everything, they did a decent job. I'm not, just because I don't like the movie or the series, I'm not gonna give it a shitty score. But I mean, honestly, I didn't really like, if I didn't see that movie, I would have been perfectly fine. My life would have been okay still. But but I mean, like I said, the actors are good. Dialogue was okay. It was fine. The scientist was a very well done character.
I like the
Viola
scientist.
Davis was that. One thing I will say is, did anyone get a weird Barbie vibe from her? Have you guys ever seen the Barbie movie, like the Weird Barbie?
No, I did not. I didn't see Barbie.
Oh, wait, did you? Neither of you guys see Barbie?
Yeah, No, I haven't seen Barbie.
No,
How
I
does that
haven't seen it
happen?
either.
I mean, I was waiting for it to come on video. I just haven't had a chance to watch it. It's on my list. I'm gonna watch it. Just haven't got to it quite yet.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll watch it.
I heard really good things about it. You should check it out.
Yeah, but I don't know. There's so many other things I could watch.
Oh, you mean like your CW shows?
Yeah, like I could finish watching The Flash.
Gonna finish up The Flash.
I only got a season and a half to go.
God. Yeah, end up waste your time on that shit then.
I know. I have a sickness. Leave me alone. Anywho, all right. Guillermo, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part was there's a few different parts, but I like the immediate karma of the girl who who basically stole Snow's idea. Snow keeps getting these great ideas, and so Viola Davis's character, I'm gonna call her Weird Barbie character. No, she says, like, she has him write an essay, and this girl is like, we write everything together. She's kind of like trying to ride on his coattails. And then when they gave her, when they approached her afterwards, she took credit for his ideas. And Viola Davis' character is like, that's funny. I dropped the essay in this thing of snakes. They get accustomed to smell. Why don't you reach in and get it? And that ends up killing off one of the people already.
I don't think she dies, but
or at least get.
I don't know if she ever came back though. Yeah.
Well, they tell her they say something about like her whatever they give her is experimental, and I guess they'll see if she lives. So they were testing the anti-venom on her, yeah, which is kind of funny.
I mean, but it's hard to. I mean, I I feel like there were good ones. There are also ones that were sad. Like the one that was really disturbing was she set a rat poison trap for these fighter characters, and this one girl who's like super innocent ends up taking it, and like so she ends up killing the person who least deserved it. That broke me a bit. Wait, I'm gonna change it. As far as favorite scene, I'm gonna say the drone attack one.
Oh, which was not. It was not supposed to be a drone attack, but it ends up being one.
Yeah, basically their beta version of those drones that deliver help. Basically shot at the contestants like bullets.
Yeah, they weren't very good at like slowing down or actually giving the thing to the.
So in the movie itself, you're allowed you get a certain amount of points, and you're allowed to I guess to give supplies to the person that that you're coaching, and it's delivered by a drone, but those drones aren't I guess calibrated or don't work very well.
They're shitty.
So they randomly just crash into shit. And so when the main character's person is getting attacked and is about to die, he gets the idea of sending a bunch of water to her, and the other contestants get mad and say, "Oh, you're attacking my character. That's cheating." He's like, "No, I'm not. I'm just sending her water."
Yeah, but it's so many drones at the same time that the other contestants trying to attack her get distracted, or they get hit, or it gives her enough time and enough of a distraction for her to escape and hide or whatever, because there's so many, and it gets pretty crazy. But what about you, Edgar? What's your favorite part?
Actually, either that part or the snake scene. That scene was pretty cool. Those are the two parts that I thought were pretty interesting.
What part with the snakes?
The one where she's lying about who she was with, or who wrote the report, and she knows that she didn't, but she still lies about it, and then she gets bit, and she doesn't know if she's gonna live or not. The Asian character.
Yeah. That's the one we were talking about earlier.
The first one you mentioned, basically both the same parts that you mentioned, Guillermo, were some of the coolest parts.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go next. I think one of my favorite.
What about you?
Thanks, Guillermo. Appreciate it. I think my favorite part was when that part where she's about to get engulfed with snakes, and she starts singing, and like they don't completely like eat her up. They kind of just hover around her, and they don't really eat her, and she's singing and she won't stop singing. And I don't know, for some reason the song went really well with what was happening, or what, I don't know, it just felt like it was done very well to me. And then they're all starting to say, "Hey, she's the last one left, you should let her go." And then they all start saying, "Yeah, she's the last one left, blah blah blah, da da da." And eventually Viola Davis's character is like, "All right, let her live," or whatever, because they were still kind of deciding if the last person actually gets to live and go back to their district. And eventually she says, "Yeah, let her live, let her go," and she ends up going back home. And that's when they find out she's cheating, and they force him to enlist in the army or whatever, or their version of the military, and he eventually finds her again. But I mean, overall, what score do you give it, Guillermo?
I would give it a solid 8. I enjoyed it. Like for it was that it had like good ebbs and flows. Every once in a while there is definitely the moments of like stupidity of stuff, like but it's also kind of funny to me, because in a lot of ways this was about making you like the things that were the worst. Like you're kind of part of you is almost like rooting for Snow, even though Snow is the one helping make the Hunger Games successful. It's like you're like, oh, it kind of feels like you're watching someone make a TV program work, and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
But like that's a weird thing. I do think it was a little longer than it needed to be, and certain things like him recording one of his friends confessing to something felt a little too convenient. But I mean, like I said, overall, I didn't have any problem keeping focus on it. I enjoyed a lot of it, even if some characters sometimes did very stupid things. But yeah.
All right, Edgar.
I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. Why?
How about you?
Amigo?
I mean, like I said, it was well done. I'm just it's just not my I guess the overall story. I mean, it's okay. Um, I don't know. I mean, it was just okay. Like it's not a movie that I would watch again. Um, and it has nothing to do with like I said I mean, I'm probably a little biased because I'm not necessarily a fan of the story. So
Yeah.
but yeah, 7. I mean, I wouldn't check it out. It's still a decent movie. I'm not gonna give it a crappy score. I think a 7 is a solid um, score. I think the biggest problem I had with the movie, would be the ending. And I understand that he needs to get to the point where he kind of loses hope and then becomes who he has to be. But I didn't like the way he was done. Like I don't know. It didn't work for me.
That's fair. All right, Guillermo, go for it.
All right, go for what, Eli?
Oh, you're supposed to tell me what did I think of the movie. What did I score?
Why don't you just say it?
Okay, wait. No. We have to go. He's right. He has right. Eli, I am beyond curious. What would you rate this movie and why?
Well, Guillermo, let me tell you, I thought this movie was actually very well done, and I enjoyed it. I hadn't seen a Hunger Games movie in years, and to watch this just out of nowhere like this again, I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed the actors. I enjoyed the story for the most part. It was probably a smidge longer than I thought it should have been, but I didn't think it was a big deal. And I enjoyed the singing, even though you said it was a lot. It kind of was, but I still enjoyed it.
She's a great singer, don't get me wrong.
I think that's
really
why, because if she was a bad singer, I would have been like, hey, fucking tone it down, But since the singing, the songs went, kind of well with the story, then I was cool with it. So I think I'm going to give it an 8 also. Yeah. So our average is, I don't know, 7.5. Quick math.
Little above.
Yeah, little above. And it's close enough for government work. All right, Guillermo, what did IMDb give it?
What did IMDb give it? Wait, we need to
do an
imaginary drum. I hadn't looked it up yet. IMDb.
Can you believe this guy?
I don't know, man. Give him a new job, man. Seriously.
Hey, it's not my job to look that up.
Yeah,
you guys need to tell me. But the IMDb score is closer to Edgar. It is 7.2.
Okay, that's cool.
That's fair. All right, Guillermo, as the leader guy says, don't let us down.
Fun fact. All right. I had one original fun fact, but something you guys said kind of reminded me of it. Something about talking soldiers, going around getting drunk or something like that. There was a story I actually heard about after World War II. I think these might have been British soldiers, but they were trying to, they had the task of having to round up German officers and after World War II, after the Germans lost. And drunkenly, they're at like a campfire, and luckily one of them's like, "Hey, Germans follow rules. Why don't we just like post announcement that they have to report to these offices?" And they did it, and it worked.
It's funny.
Because they're rule followers.
I mean, especially if you're in a war and you're like, hey, if you're a German soldier, show up.
I mean, this was after like they lost the war. Like they were Germany surrendered, but you still have officers, all around the town and stuff, and so they saved a lot of effort.
That's good.
By just asking to report.
Except for all the ones that escaped and went to like Argentina.
Yeah. But still, those are a lot of people they didn't need to do much for by like saying officers need to report at this and this place.
Or the ones that may or may not have been recruited by other countries for other things.
You mean like to help with rocket programs?
Whoa. I can neither confirm nor deny these accusations. We're not the Geeks and Brews conspiracy podcast. We just it's not even a conspiracy. You
wow, big Elon has gotten to you.
Hey, whoa. Please don't ever say that. That just sounds weird. Don't ever refer to him as Big Elon. Come on now. It just sounds
I don't
weird.
know what to say. It's like usually like big and like name a country like big pharmaceutical, big something.
Yeah.
I know what you meant, but it just doesn't sound right.
It sounds a little wrong, honestly.
It does, and I don't want to ever think of my main boss as Big Elon. That does not. I don't want to. Please don't make me.
No bueno.
No bueno. All right, guys. Be sure to stalk us. We're on. What are we on? Oh yeah, we're on Spotify. We're on
all the socials.
All the socials.
No, not all of them. No, not all of them.
What do you mean all the socials? All of them.
Every single one except for X, apparently.
Yeah, no,
we're not on that one, so don't look for us. We're on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Threads, Facebook, and Instagram. Geeksandbrews.com is where the podcast lives. And be sure to follow us, give us a like, comments. We enjoy all that stuff. We're also
Eli.
Yes.
Like Chris says, what have you learned today?
Oh yes, what have we learned? Guillermo, what have you learned?
Well, I learned that you guys are sometimes missing out on key iconic things. Neither of you guys seen a Barbie movie. Like, it couldn't have been more of a tidal wave experience of everyone having seen that at once. And you guys were like, you know what? We're holding out.
I'll tell you what. You make a Barbie watching party and I'll show up.
You know what? Somehow I doubt that you actually would.
You're right. I wouldn't show up.
Why would you even say that, Eli? You're not going to show up.
Yeah.
I'm
it's like
just
your word
means
shit. Nothing.
I'm just talking shit, Guillermo. Like you don't know me. Come on, bro.
It'll be just like my birthday. No one shows up.
What do you mean? I was there for your birthday.
I'm joking.
Oh, you jerk face. All right. What did you learn though? Oh, you already said. My bad. Edgar, what did you learn? You guys
have failed at your geek duty.
I've actually, you know what I learned? I learned that for as much as Guillermo likes musicals, he was annoyed that the leads or one of the leads sang that much on the movie. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I was surprised too.
I mean, it was just more than necessary at times for the purpose.
No, I understand, but this is coming from the guy that likes musicals.
Yeah,
that's kind of funny.
The guy that doesn't really like musicals liked the music or the singing more than you. That's weird, but hey.
I frankly think he just liked the character or the actress.
The actress? Yeah, I mean, he is kind of shallow, so.
No, fuck all of you.
No, I'm talking about him. I'm talking about
He was pretty, but
he is a chauvinist.
It's not because of that. Come on.
He is a chauvinist pig, so I can see that.
I'll go for immersion. All right, guys. What did I learn? I learned that Guillermo has to bring up that YouTube show he watches almost every episode.
Yeah.
What YouTuber is that, Guillermo? Please.
Which one?
Which one? You know what? On principle, I'm not going to say it. I want to make you look like a fool. Be like, I have no idea what you're talking about, Eli.
I don't know what you're saying.
Unless you want to be the one to pitch it.
No. Oh, fine. I guess I'll say it since you don't want to. The pitch meeting YouTube that he brings up almost every episode because it's like his favorite. But it's okay. Everyone has to have a favorite, right?
Yep.
All right, gentlemen and Geek Crew out there. This is the end of our show. So for Geeks and Brews, this is Guillermo, Edgar, Eli, and not Chris saying, leave no beer behind. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.